So we've been going through a lot of fire ships lately, and HDFs off Christiansted, tons of them, to the point where I've been farming fire ships for the past couple days, by going out and capturing them to feed them into that effort. Trying to figure out a semi-efficient way to do so. Going out and I'm using first-rate 1v1 kill missions outside of Lanav. I'm doing it that way just because sometimes in open world you get a ton of targets, and other times it's just kind of scarce. And also, there's no other player competition for kill missions. It's just your target to go get. So that's what I'm doing. I am using an Ocean, which I chose before its crew size, and this is how she's kitted out. It's kind of a one-trick pony ship. There's no need to do anything expensive, so I just made it out of oak. I did get lucky with a cramped trim. That was nice. For books, it's pretty much all the best boarding stuff. Complete Fencing Master. For purposes of getting the hook, I do have Artist Ship Handling on here. 5 rings and both of the Marines. These last two were available in the Admiralty in any port. Upgrades, I got Rototable muskets, which is pretty good for my style of boarding, which will be, I think, at the end of this video. Nassau Fencing Masters, primarily for that melee attack bonus, which is pretty good. And also for maneuverability reasons, I've got a British rig refit. Again, I just didn't see the need to get the extra from the elite rig refit. For cannons, I'm going with these weapons that have a reputation as being useless on this server, which they largely are. But for this application, they've got extra splinter damage. So I've got 42 pound. That's wrong. Now I've got 42 pound Debussiers. Congreves on the 2 middle decks, and there are no 42 pound or 36 pound versions of any of these, so I've just got regular 42 pound mediums on the bottom deck. Right. Got a little ways to the southwest to go for my mission icon. I will probably edit out this portion of the video, or I can use it to just kind of talk about the I'll use it to talk about the upgrades to put on these things. Fireship 1st through 3rd is by far the most desired upgrade to put on a fire ship. No question. It gives the largest explosion buff. It is also, however, quite rare, and when you look at them on the market, are usually pretty expensive. So recently we have discovered that using some of the cheaper but much the cheaper and more widely accessible upgrades have a good effect as well. So the Phoenix bow figure upgrade is pretty good, and that is available in any port for 300 dubs in the Admiralty. So those are essentially unlimited. Any of the grenades are good. They have different stats of the different types, but all of them have the same explosion power buff at 5%, which is the primary reason we use them. So any of the grenades, even the basic grenades, are good. And then if you've got a 3rd slot, the open magazine is alright, just because it helps you catch fire. Although it doesn't add anything to explosion, if I understand correctly. If doing it this way, or if hunting an open world, the victory is preferred for Fireship just because of its maneuverability, so that the player can have a little bit better chance of, well, A, of making a good tag in open world with a little bit more speed, and also in the instance to try to maneuver a little better and get the Fireship close to the desired targets. But kill missions give about half Vic and half low, so we take what we're given. Now see, I wasn't hunting around looking for a target. Just go out to the swords on my map, cap this thing, go back, rinse, repeat. What do we got? We got a Vic. Good. Up until recently, like a couple months ago, this could be very fast, and in fact was a viable hostilities method. You just go in this joust and crash right into their bow, and that would slow both ships down enough for the hook, and boom, you go right into the boarding. Since about last November, December, with the AI behavior changes recently, that just doesn't work anymore. I'm going to have to monkey around with this guy for a little bit. I have found that, well, you'll just see it as it unfolds. I have found a way to reliably get him to slow down and board it from this position in this situation. Just for this initial pass, I'm just going to go by and give him a regular, everyday ball ammo broadside to get that side weak and do a few crew casualties. They usually get maybe 20 to 30 down. Even with art of ship handling and the British rig, this old low is still kind of a pig. I don't use lotions for any other purpose, and the crew size is the only reason I'm using it here. And also because if I mess up, well, it's oak, it's an ocean, I can get the permit in any port for a modest number of combat medals. It's not like burning a Santee permit. And I know many other people cap first rates all the time, and this is probably at the elementary school level, and other people out there are PhDs. I am by no means a boarding expert by any stretch. And of course, because I'm recording this, that was a terrible broadside. For crew numbers, I killed 2. Alright. So I'm finding that attack here right after that first pass, I mean, he's going to tend to go downwind either way. But I'm trying to get in a situation where I'm chasing his stern, and he'll circle all the way around, trying to avoid, or actually to get a shot on me. And eventually he'll turn himself upwind, and that's how you get him slowed. Trying to shoulder them while you're both going downwind, man, that doesn't work these days. They're just not as influenced in their speed and their direction by hull-to-hull contact by the player as much as they used to be. That's my impression anyway. Anecdotal, haven't made a huge scientific study of it. So the trick is to maneuver him into doing it for you. And I'm just concentrating on just the maneuvering. You know, I'm not trying to squeeze in every single broadside I can. So I don't need a huge amount of speed here with the full sails, but I don't really want to go to battle sails either, because as I come down and come back on the other side of the wind, but on the other direction, I'm going to want to speed up a little bit, and I don't want to wait for full sails to unfurl again. So I'm just going to back sails here, slow down a little bit. I'm just kind of pointing his stern, right? Never pointing right at him, but staying close to him. It's going to make him keep trying to turn upward. And I'm going to slow down too, but when I need to maneuver, I can just F-key those sails right back into position if needed. See, look, he's just about in... It's not quite in irons yet, but he's close. And he'll stay at battle sails too. He won't even go to full sails to try to get out of it. So he's slow enough now. If I can just get myself close enough for the pull, it's all over. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and get my boys prepping here. So this next bit is pretty slow, but he's caught now and he's not going to get out of it. I just need to ease up to him. And as I go up in the wind, I'll kill my own speed as well, just naturally. Plus a little D-power. I'll just basically go into attack, and that'll bring my bow right into him. I should be at 100 prep of the full boarding crew, just about the time we make contact. That was a little better. Got 26 that time. Now, while I'm actually alongside for bracket firing, though, I'm going to want grape for that. I don't want any guys dedicated to the far side. And now not only is he caught with battle sails pointed upwind, but I think I'm wind shadowing him as well. He's just stationary. As soon as we get the G board, and it will not take very long with this boarding buffed ocean against a victory. There we go. Pulling. Pulling again. Alright. This will take probably 5 rounds. We're going to start with an attack at the last second. He will not have his melee defense up, because it'll be too late for him to go to defend. To now. Okay. Leave attack up. You've got enough prep where you can change at the last second. See, now he's in defend. That's very vulnerable to muskets. Let him think that. And then swap. There we go. See, we've got 259 versus 48 kills so far. And we started with a huge advantage. His morale's down to 10 after 2 rounds. Just build our prep back up for a couple of rounds. Give him a little grape there with the bracket fire. I could probably hit attack here, but I'm just conservative. I like waiting for the full bar of prep. This is probably superfluous here. Right. And a last minute attack when it's too late for him to go back to defend, and I think it'll be all short of round 5. There we go. 299 kills. Alright. Well, let's see what we got here. We got a green. 2 upgrade slots. That's enough for a Phoenix and a grenade. So this is a nice little fire ship for Sticky and Giz and anybody else who's fire shipping. Well, I hope this was helpful to someone. Enjoy.